So I'm Nicole Beals, the co-founder of Techmate, and we are on-demand tech support for remote and satellite employees. Even before COVID, 50% of employees were working in remote and satellite offices. Obviously, this number has skyrocketed, and every indication is telling us that this will be the new norm. The problem is that roughly 40% of IT issues can't be solved virtually. So traditional IT departments are simply ill-equipped to support this new work model. Take Lee, for example. He's the IT manager of a national law firm. They have 1,800 employees around the country. Before Techmate, Lee was actually contracting dozens of individual IT companies around the country in order to support all of his employees. As you can imagine, this is a logistical nightmare. But with Techmate, Lee can manage all of his IT environments from one central dashboard. This includes his office in Dallas, where their top partner, Mary Beth, just experienced a hard drive crash. Mary Beth logs in and she quickly requests help. She chooses the date and time that she wants a technician to show up at her home or office, and she's instantly matched with the most qualified technician based on time, location, and skill sets. These are technicians like Francis, who has 15 years of IT experience. Once he resolves Mary Beth's issue, he logs all the critical information in his app, and Lee can then manage all of this from his dashboard, and he can also organize valuable data that lets him make better business decisions. These are things like most common issues, IT expense by location, and much more. Lee pays a monthly subscription fee and can choose between 4, 10, or 16 hours a month. We pay our technicians $35 an hour, giving us up to 68% in gross profit margin. We've had a great first 2 years. We closed out 2019 with $250,000 in revenue, and we've billed over 5,500 worth of IT jobs. Since the COVID shutdown, we've actually seen our best weeks yet. So this is a huge market, and within that, we have focused in on what we call our sweet spot, which is enterprise-light companies. There are about 500,000 of these companies in the US, and they're spending roughly $15,000 a year on outsourced IT. Within this market, our goal is to increase to 200 memberships this year and 1,000 memberships by the end of next year. So how are we going to do this? Well, our team has a combined 40 years of experience in IT consulting and recruiting. Over that time, we've built a network of more than 7,000 highly vetted technicians. This has allowed us to scale from 2 to 19 cities in the last 6 months alone. So we're partnering with companies like WeWork, Electric, and Markham. Markham is one of the largest accounting firms in the US. We're also targeting a database of thousands of warm leads. This includes companies like Chase Bank, who just signed up 9 locations, and they're looking to go national with us this year. And finally, half the companies that find us online end up booking us in multiple locations. So all of this gives us enormous scalability. Again, I'm Nicole, the co-founder of Techmate, and we are on-demand tech support for remote and satellite employees. Thank you so much.
All right, well done. Okay, investors, Stan from Farsight, do you have a question for Nicole?
Yes, I do actually. So I don't know how you differentiate yourself in the sales situations. Do you have to come in with certain technical platform that is easy to install, or you have relationship that lets you walk in without competing bids? How do you get the contract the first time, given the size of the customers that you have?
Great. Robert from Maven, question for Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole, could you talk about your customer acquisition strategy and how you intend to reach millions of customers?
Great. Vidika, question for Nicole.
Yep. I related to the last 2 questions. How long are sales cycles for a product like this?
Sales cycles, okay. Ben Nanier, questions for Nicole.
You mentioned that you can dispatch somebody to the site, and you're in these different 19 cities. Can you talk a bit about the percentage of the work that you do that's actually achievable remotely versus sending somebody, and what the cost to sort of put somebody out in the market is? I know you're at 35 an hour, but what does it cost to pull up that handbrake in front of somebody's office and go in and do the work?
Okay. And Charles Extold, any questions for Nicole?
Yeah, my question is around pricing. Are you able to adjust pricing based on the work you do and the companies that you work with, whether you go up or down?
All right, thank you. Any other syndicate? All right, let's take those, Nicole.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I'm just going to start my timer here. Thank you so much for all the great questions. Yeah, so I'll start, Stan and Vidika, with your questions just about the contracts, how we actually get them, and what that sales cycle looks like. So $15,000 a year for our top membership, that is actually a very small price to pay for a size company like the enterprise-like companies that we are going after. They're about 100 to 5,000 employees. Our sweet spot is around 2,000 to 3,000 employees. So typically, that is a price point that doesn't even have to get sent up the flagpole for approval. The IT manager of a company who we're typically targeting, they're able to approve that. So our sales cycle is really short. It's about 4 to 6 weeks. We have about a 10% conversion rate with our direct sales, and we're getting about 1 membership sign up per week per salesperson. Charles, in terms of adjusting pricing, we have, as I mentioned, we have decades of experience within the IT industry. And so we've thought long and hard, obviously, about pricing. Typical pricing is around $150 an hour within the industry. Because of our lean, mean business model, we are able to charge about half of that. So around $79 an hour for our top membership tier. We think that there's a lot of room to grow within that. We have about 56 to 68% gross profit margin right now. We think, we can do it. Right now we're in acquisition mode, obviously, but we can do incremental price increases within that. And we think that with that, and then also we'll be launching our SaaS platform that we've already launched it, but we'll be launching just the standalone SaaS, which we'll be charging for. So we think we can get our margins more up to about 70 to 75%. These are level 1, level 2 types of jobs. So we think, that price point per hour is really the way to go right now. Would love to answer more questions offline. Thank you so much again.